Welcome to another special edition of Upper Levels NFL Free Agency Special. I'm your host, Furby, along with my debaters, Osiris, Matt, and first thing first, the Philadelphia Eagles. What I was expecting, but not to that separate degree. I've lost some members of that Super Bowl defensive team, and Washington has been stocking up on some several needs and holes that they had. Along with the draft that's coming up on April 24th, 25th, and how Howie Roseman has shown that he has been a genius at drafting, not just for the coming year, but for future years. Are we rethinking the NFC East? And can the Eagles repeat?
Thurman, I know last week we had a debate about the Eagles being, you said you were picking the Commanders unit over the Eagles, and I was like, you crazy. But I'm gonna be frank with you. After today's announcement that the Eagles traded for Laramie Tunsil from the Houston Texans, 5-time Pro Bowler, and even had Michael Parsons saying what the F on Twitter. I'm gonna have to admit, even though the six you're talking about from the Eagles is more people from the practice squad, people who just started playing defense, the last 3-4 games. So I understand you're saying it's only gonna be 6. But I have to admit, the Commanders adding Tunsil to that defense kind of like has me thinking that the Commanders are like chomping behind the Eagles in the division. What do you think, Matt?
I still think the Eagles because of the offensive line.
I agree.
As long as the offensive line is can still get Saquon to score a bunch of points and Jalen Hurts did he abandon the touch push?
No, not yet.
Okay, so as long as the offensive line can still get the
I don't.
No? Oh, my bad.
As long as the Giants, as long as the Eagles,
I'm not talking about Giants.
as long as the Eagles can still get the Saquon to score some points and Jalen to do the touch push, they'll be fine. I think they are a team that can make up for an okay defense because they have an amazing offense.
Well, I think the Commanders have been filling holes, stocking up on several needs that they had. The Eagles, offensively, I think they're going to be all right. I'm not going to lie, they're going to outscore most teams. I don't think they're going to be a pushover to Commanders. I think that's going to be a season split. Whether Eagles get somebody new or somebody different.
Wasn't the season split last year? Last season?
It was a split.
Yeah.
It was a split. And it's usually a split every year. Because again, this is division rivals. They know each other left and right. One learns, da. With that being said, you guys want to hear something cool?
You picking these kind of like getting on the Eagles bandwagon a little bit?
On the Commanders bandwagon, however, I won't be surprised if both teams make it in as a wild card and not as the division.
And why is that?
So who you think? Wait. So who you got winning the division in the East?
Just an early. You must be smoking some crazy shit. I don't know,
one
but
of them division leaders. You can't say wild cards. One of them got to be a division leader because it's not gonna be the Giants and the Cowboys. So who you?
But wait. So, looking at some of the Giants' moves and trying to give this guy a little bit of hope, I was researching something.
Hope?
Yeah.
Don't give me hope.
And
There's hope.
Don't give me hope.
There's hope in the Meadowlands for the Giants.
Bear with me now. So I was trying to look this up while you guys were arguing.
I hope you're not confusing with the Jets because they had a moving forward. So not the Jets.
No. All right. So now let me walk you through a scenario here with the draft picks. Right? You got draft time. You got 3 quarterbacks, top quarterbacks, pretty much your only quarterbacks on that draft. Ward, Shador, and Jackson, or whatever his kid's name, I'm sorry. But you got those 3. Giants feel that they don't like any one of those 3. So if you don't like those 3, what do?
Trade
it to get a good quarterback. No, not even just a quarterback. Trade to get that changer, that game changer, that person that's gonna tip the scales for you.
Yeah, I'm the same skeptic as well. I'm like, Where we going with this?
They re-signed Darius Slayton. They did pull in an offensive tackle, I believe. I reports. I was trying to look for it. They did pull in an offensive tackle. They re-signed one of their the defensive linebackers. They kept most of their defensive front is intact, and I'm telling you, you give that defense some time to rest on that sidelines. I think you. So
you know
what is the missing piece, right?
Right.
What's the missing piece besides the quarterback? What's the one missing piece that you need on that team besides the quarterback?
But that was the missing piece I was waiting for you.
But you're not going to get that through a trade. There's no team that's going to trade. So I actually do see two. Because you're going to get either a center, you're going to get either another defensive tackle, somebody to match Kavarius Toney, somebody that's going to be another pass rusher. Now, you got a head coach that's coaching for his life right now. You got a GM that's GMing for his life, even though he's striking out right now because no free agents wants to come by him. Now, right now, his name is Mud. They calling him what? Joe Shane?
Joe Shane.
You know what I'm saying? So now, what do you got to do now? You got to get through trades.
Right.
You got first round, third pick. Second round, the third pick in that round. You got maneuverabilities where you can either draft that difference player, which I don't really see that in this draft. I'm just saying.
Not even, but okay.
Even with the quarterbacks, I don't see
draft,
it with the draft.
Okay, let's say you don't draft from this quarterback. Who can you get? It's out there.
That's what I'm saying. You need a quarterback.
Yeah.
You're not naming that name.
Because all we got is DeVito.
Yeah, unless you're talking about throwing DeVito back out there.
Alright. Quarterbacks that are free agent. You still have.
But my question is, are you throwing them out there this season, or you? Because
No, they're coaching for this year.
I feel like if you draft one, you probably won't. But if you
trade
trade for one, you probably will.
According to Thurman, they're on a win now mode, so it seems like they're gonna either draft the quarterback to play now, or Aaron Rodgers is the only person that's, or Russell Wilson is the last two to go to the Giants. Because Sam Darnold's off the table. I don't feel that. Even the quarterback from the Jets, he went to Miami.
You're saying that
Jones is off the table.
All right. So are they a quarterback away?
They're everything away.
Not really. No, you're really shitting on that defense.
Maybe an offensive line, really, and a quarterback away. A decent offensive line, quarterback away.
So draft the offensive line and
trade for a quarterback
and sign Winston. If you could control his interceptions, which Dable did with Allen.
Jameis Winston is the quarterback for the New York Giants?
They don't draft black quarterbacks, but they sure sign them up.
Wow. Yeah, this because Geno Smith, right? This would have to be like, if you do this as a GM, this is it. Like, this is like.
So you're not drafting. So you're drafting a quarterback and signing.
You draft a quarterback next year when you get one of the Manning brothers, one of the Manning kids.
They probably will do that.
But how you going? You may not. If you plan to win, you're not drafting high, so you're not drafting a quarterback if you plan to win now.
But have you been at Jameis Winston?
If you win with Jameis Winston, you're giving him an extension, no? You're not giving him an extension if you finally win.
Yeah, if you win some with Jameis Winston, that's like, oh my god.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's a bridge quarterback, so he's not going to be so.
Well, I mean, if you win with this bridge quarterback, you can buy yourself some time to get a quarterback.
Fighting for a wild card spot.
I'm gonna tell you right. If it was
so, all right, if Winston gets you to, not win the division. Let's say it's one of the Commanders or the Eagles, like one of you guys are gonna say. Let's say they get a wild card and they win a wild card playoff game, and then they bounce after that.
Who, the Giants?
Yeah, with Winston. Are you renewing his contract?
No.
I probably keep his back though.
I didn't have him on the contract, but y'all can keep going.
I keep his back with it, but I definitely still draft him.
I'm sorry.
Well, then again, I won, so I wouldn't be able to draft him.
I'd rather bring Flacco in before I bring in James Winston. At this point, might be Aaron Rodgers.
The name.
What I'm saying, like Winston can give you the deep ball. He can give you the. He just can't turn the ball over, and he can give you some. I said, if you don't turn the ball over, he can win you some games. Look what he did with Cleveland.
I know it just sounds funny when you say it for both teams.
Look what he did with Cleveland.
He throws a deep ball for both teams. for his any other one.
I get it, but like I said, if you could prevent the interception, if we could control that down, keep him from throwing the deep ball, get him to mid-range, dump the ball off.
You got Slade.
You got Slade. You got offensive weapons. You got your neighbors is your number one draft pick.
The running back.
Can I tell
They
you,
gotta watch it. They got some
besides
weapons.
the holes, you know what's holding y'all back too? Y'all not firing that general manager. Because right now he's the face of stupidity. And he's the face of scaring free agency away right now. Because who wants to do business with him? So that's why this win now mode that you're saying with the Giants is
Well, that's gonna come from that decision will come from something way higher.
But then as
That's
that
what's
holding you
though.
back, I mean,
I agree, but that's not.
it is what it is right now.
That's-
And you
that's
have to deal
ownership.
with that.
That's
And you
ownership.
have to deal with that right
That's
now.
ownership.
And
That's
what
ownership.
he's got to do is now he's got to pull in trades
That's ownership.
and draft.
Yeah, ownership.
And then
your draft.
you're going to tell me Winston's going to turn down a contract for the Giants?
What I said last week about your draft picks, y'all better be like super scouts and be like, that's
This
the
is
right
it.
tackle, that's my
If we're not gonna, okay,
Oh,
if we're not gonna draft the quarterback, you gotta do that.
There
Okay.
better be some super scouts. And they better be like, oh, he can play right now. He can play right now. Cause man, that win now mode with the Giants is like that sounds dumb.
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's like I would just love.
Win now mode for me like
I would
Chicago.
love.
If you talking about the Chicago Bears win now mode, yeah, because now it's your second year and you fixing up that line. I think you got a new head coach, so I can see that being a win now mode team. But you got no quarterback at the Giants. Like what's winning now with what?
And
So
that's,
that win now mode with the Giants is just that sounds dumb to me.
You'd be surprised what
Crazy.
people would do for their jobs on the line.
That's what I'm- no.
I get it, but their job's on the line anyway because without a quarterback, everybody's job is on the line, regardless.
but I feel like if you make a decision like James Winston, then it's bad for him because if he doesn't,
Their job is worse. Their job is more on the line.
yeah, but it's like him.
It is on the line, but it's on the line anyway, so might as
But it's like,
well
what do you
try
oh
to
my
turn
God.
this quarterback from preventing from him from throwing interceptions. If you could prevent, like again, look what he did with Cleveland alone.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, but it's like if you win with James Winston, then then the future is also because you're not gonna get the high draft pick.
I'm not saying to go out.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't know.
But you guys, I mean, like Osiris said, your owner put that team in that position. I'm trying to give you an out with that.
He's trying to take the cloud away from y'all, and I'm sorry.
I'm giving you an out. I'm giving you
No,
another
I'm
option.
black.
I'm not saying I don't want to win now. I'm just saying I don't care what the Giants do. Just let me know what direction you're taking. If this is rebuild or win now, let me know so I can know. Like, okay, let me see because the decisions right now don't make sense for win now.
They're not the
You know what I'm saying? But they also don't make sense for we're winning later. You know, they don't make sense at all. So it's like I don't know where we're going. That's what's frustrating me right now.
They're not the Steelers when they get to the.
Because even the Steelers usually okay, they drafted DK, so they're definitely when they get a quarterback, they're definitely in a win now scenario. You can tell. But for the Giants, it's like
And
where
great
are we
segue.
going?
And great segue to our next topic. With Aaron Rodgers is rumored to be emerging as the top option for Pittsburgh, and apparently that Giants Rodgers kind of inflated. Reportedly, which is weird to me, Russell Wilson is reportedly waiting for what Pittsburgh does with Rodgers before they come in with the deal. So I guess he's satisfied being second choice.
If I was Aaron Rodgers, I'll go either Pittsburgh or Minnesota. But I would wait to see what the Minnesota situation is because if they go full ahead with JJ McCarthy,
I think they are.
then I'll push for the Pittsburgh. But I think that if they're gonna still hold off on JJ McCarthy, then I think Pittsburgh. I think Minnesota will be a better place because you got Jefferson out there and the other receivers. So plus you got the coach. He's a quarterback whisperer. So.
With a very intricate offense that Aaron Rodgers doesn't do well with new type of offense.
And then the running attack, wasn't him came re-signed, or they re-signed their running back. So they got the pieces there. And like in Pittsburgh, you gotta get her. They lost Najee Harris to the Giants, right?
But they did pick up DK Metcalf.
I know. But
That George Pickens
But
DK
he-
Metcalf. You can find somebody that can throw
That's
some
what I'm
up over
saying.
them.
That's why I said if you're getting DK, you must be getting a quarterback because
one more time, you still need a running attack. They
No,
lost
true.
Najee
No,
Harris.
true.
I understand. I'm not saying that's not a bad pick, but that's wide receiver.
yeah,
You
true.
still need a running attack.
True.
They lost a great back. So
But
you gotta,
one thing I give Pittsburgh credit for, they do draft well on running backs.
yeah.
I mean, they did get
But they got
Najee.
Philly.
Before that, they had Connor, and before that, they had
but
They're known for
I
running backs.
understand, but they gotta fill that hole. They lost Najee Harris. That's what I'm saying. So, but you don't have that situation in Minnesota.
Everything's already filled.
So I would see if I would try to go to Minnesota, then I'm going with JJ McCarthy.
So you think for Aaron Rodgers, a better fit is?
Yeah, if it was me, if I was
Yeah,
Aaron
but go to
Rodgers, I
Justin
would go
Jefferson, who
with-
like-
I think that if I think about
And
a
Aaron
chance to
Rodgers
win
still,
now,
because Justin Jefferson's a deep receiver, you know what I'm saying?
Still, let me say, Rodgers still throw that ball. He's
Okay,
still
okay,
funny.
okay.
You know, it's just that you know,
Can't move with
they
it.
had no coordinator, and the Jets they play archaic offense, the Jets. So we'll see what in Minnesota hell they make Kirk Cousins like an all-star.
That crazy.
So,
You got it. You got it. You got it.
What do you guys think? Write down in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you know when's the next video coming up. So the 49ers seems to be in a rebuild mode, but if you let them say it, it's going to be a refresh mode. What are they doing over there in the Bay? Anybody know?
Well, you know what? We'll see what happens with Cooper Kupp. He might end up in San Francisco because the Rams might they're gonna release him because they can't get a trade for him. So what if they end up getting Cooper Kupp?
So,
You know what I'm saying? To replace Debo.
what are the pieces they
Plus he
need?
plays between the numbers and outside, rather than Debo was more in between the numbers. So you got you may say you're not getting the Triple Crown Cooper Cup 2021, but it's Cooper Cup. You know what I'm saying?
Cooper
So
Kupp,
we'll see what happens with that.
What are the
As
pieces?
far as Ayuk, also they say that he's possibly being shopped around. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with that. Maybe San Francisco might convince him to stay, or not trade him because it's not about, of course, a trade. It's just that the reports they were shopping him around. So let's say they were.
Because I think they had a rookie receiver this year that did really, really well.
Oh, then they had
Sam
what's the name?
Parrish?
Parcells?
Sorry, Parcells? Yeah.
What was the one from that tall wide receiver? Oh, that's the Rams. Sorry, we're going to team.
Yeah.
But like I said, we'll see between. If you're asking me between Brock Purdy and Sam Darnold's situation, I'm still going to lean on Brock Purdy's situation over Sam Darnold's with the Seattle Seahawks. If we want to take a comparison,
So you think so Brock Purdy has a better deal, or?
it's not about better deals. I think he's in a better situation. Sam Darnold right now, DJ Metcalf is gone,
Right.
so we don't know the situation as far as right now. We haven't seen Sam Darnold outside of Minnesota because that's the only great season he had. So that's the only evidence we have of one great season. So at least with Brock Purdy, he's been to the Super Bowl.
Geno Smith to the Raiders?
Yeah, I think that's a great.
That was pretty decent.
Yeah, I think
Did
that's.
that
I
happen?
think that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, Gino. That's what I said.
I was.
That's what
I didn't
I'm
know.
saying.
I was just thinking this is where Geno Smith should go. I'm like, wait, he's out. He's going to the Raiders. He did.
See?
Oh, that's crazy. I'm dead. Okay,
Well,
oh,
that's
wow.
a good segue too. Over the past few days, wideouts like DJ Metcalf goes to the Steelers, quarterback Geno Smith goes to the Raiders. Like Cyrus said earlier, Laramie Tussell goes to the Commanders, all via trade. Sam Darnold cracked $100 million by heading over to Seattle
33 like
for replacing Geno Smith. Justin Fields signs with the Jets to replace Rodgers. Daniel Jones goes to the Colts.
$14 million.
Can I go over Justin Fields with the Jets since I'm a Jets fan?
Sure. Well, what I was gonna really say, which one really impressed you the most? Which move? And it doesn't have to be the only one. Just like which move really impressed
So
you?
I'm a Jets fan, so I'm gonna speak as far as not about impressing, but as far as me being a Jets fan. Yesterday you texted me when they signed Justin Fields was like real fast, and I said to you, I texted, he's athletic, and and he's younger. So we'll see what happens. But after hearing more about them signing Justin Fields, Aaron Glenn, which is now the head coach of the Jets, he was with Detroit, one of the coaches for Detroit. He watched Justin Fields play with the Bears. So I think there's maybe some similarities. Maybe say, hey, I can coach this kid if I ever get a chance to. So he's younger. He's a running quarterback. To me, if you was to ask me what kind of offense I would try to run with him, I would try to build like a Lamar Jackson type of offense where it's more of a running attack first before throwing, because I'm not really crazy about Justin Fields' accuracy as throwing. I'll still pick Lamar Jackson's arm over Justin Fields. But if you ask me Justin Fields' legs, like I said, I'll try to set plays where it's like you take advantage of his athleticism. So he's younger, faster, and this is his make or break deal. They gave him it's 1 year deal, guaranteed. So they're giving him a chance to play.
2 years.
One
First
year
year's guaranteed.
So they're giving him a chance to play. Like, we're not going to do what they did in Pittsburgh, where it's like after 4 or 6 games.
Yeah, which I thought he had a rough deal down
So
there.
I think they're giving him his full season. So I think that's another reason why he went to the Jets. So fingers crossed.
I like the Matt Stafford keeping the Chargers, the Rams, and I think Najee Harris going to the Chargers. The Chargers. I think that's those two I like. I think Najee Harris and the Chargers adds a little bit more to their offense. I'm curious to see what the Chargers look like. He's Herbert on the quarterback. Or just see what they look like the Rams quarterback.
Let's see if he throws some turnovers.
But if you say impress me, nah, that Washington Commanders getting this guy from the Houston Texans, 5 Pro Bowler, Tunsil. That to me was like, oh, okay. They really
still got.
They got Debo as well, but
I still got T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and the boys over there.
that's in Cincinnati. Well, to talk about it real quick, I'm glad they're taking. Even though I think that they should give his money T. Higgins, but they franchise it. But I'm just glad that that's not swirling around preseason, because I think that's always been a problem with Cincinnati, distractions.
Right.
But they all lose the pieces as well. As far they lost like one key piece of the defense, I think. They got traded or something like that.
And they're trying to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I'm trying to see. Well, hopefully they do something on the defense, because that's been more of the problem. But their problem offensively is starting off slow. I just hope that they win games in September instead of having losing games.
And then that question, I've been surprised you guys are bringing up that Myles Garrett.
Yes, I was actually going to get to that.
Okay, to that? Okay, Myles Garrett talking about wanting to win.
They want to go into a win.
And then,
He did win.
no, he was saying like,
I know.
like I want to go to a winner, and then it was like, well, Bo Brown was like, well, I got $40 million.
That's what I said. Either way, he won. You know what I'm saying? Because he got paid. He's the highest paid.
I agree.
He's the highest paid.
I agree, but I felt like it's funny when you realize what people actually just really wanted the entire time.
Let me tell you something. I know people criticize it for it, like you said. I'm not saying you're criticizing him.
I'm just making a joke.
I'm just saying people did criticize it for it. Let me tell you something. In the NFL, get your paper.
No.
Because
I think I saw
the
the
NBA, this ain't baseball, where you're getting like a 10 years, $700 million. No, it's the NFL.
Yeah, not everybody's guaranteed.
This
That's
position
not
is
guaranteed.
very physical.
Yeah.
This position is not guaranteed that you play tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Get your guaranteed money.
get your money.
Right. No.
And I said, remember that I did say I did say in the beginning he's a disgruntled employee. I did say get him a quarterback. I don't know if I mentioned money, but that's why I have no problem with it. I did say he was now most likely leaver, right? And look, he didn't leave.
I think I had a perfect one where it was like, in the end, it's not about the money, and then when they got the money, well, in the end, it was actually the money was actually a very important thing for me. And it's like, I just found it really like, I feel like you made all this hoorahs on the third. It's like, hey, it's like, let's say you want the money. It's
People
like,
say you don't need money to be happy. Well, then put that money in my account.
yeah.
You don't need it.
That's like the people who be like, oh man, $100,000 ain't a lot of money. Well, give me $100,000. Let me show you.
I mean, they still got quarterback issues, but if that money was presented to me in my position and I'm the highest paid, I'm taking it. No problems with Myles Garrett.
All right, Cooper Kupp is going to get released from the LA Rams, which is weird because you would have figured they would have probably tried to get something back, but apparently the market wasn't there.
They even dropped it down to a first round. They still didn't get anybody.
Yeah, which is crazy, which kind of gives me a question
It's like
about
what happened to
Cooper.
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
I will say that.
It's the money contract that you got to pay for.
Well, I'll say in his last couple games, he did. I don't know if it was if he had an injury or something,
So
but
they're gonna release him. No, he was.
he seemed fine. But yeah, it's like they seem like they stopped throwing to him the last couple
It's
games.
business. Nah, he was out there. It's just business. It's just NFL business, and so they couldn't find anybody, so they're gonna just absorb the money and release him. And then that's what I say. Now he could choose any team he wants, and I was like, he could, like I said a few minutes ago, he probably end up in San Francisco.
I got it. We got it.
What do you really think he's going
I
to
don't know why Patrick Mahomes not calling him right now. I don't know why he's not calling him. Like, yo, I could use you. You're a deep threat.
Super deep.
You need a deep threat. That's
Yeah, what
what.
are the Chiefs doing? He did a couple small moves, but
But it's nothing like you
the
said.
only impact one that they did was the offensive line sign.
Like, why didn't they get DJ Metcalf? Why didn't they look who Stafford got now? Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I see.
The Rams, they got the Rams.
I saw that.
You see what I'm saying? So even the Rams is competing in the NFC as well. So don't sleep on the Rams either. You know what I'm saying? So
First season looking good.
and he's got Stafford back. They still got Nakua.
Yep.
They still got, I'm telling you. So Rams are another team you got to be careful with. So I like what they doing.
Tight end. I forget his name.
Giants are sleeping. The Cowboys, I don't know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
The Chiefs is surprising me right now. I guess they're just leaning on Patrick Mahomes again. And Travis Kelce, which is like, he's ancient by now. So, I mean,
More shots.
it's true. They're old and slow on all levels. On all levels. That's why it's like, I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes is slow, but he looks slow. I think maybe from fatigue, mental fatigue, but yeah, Dirk.
I'm just thinking about the draft, and I think more and more you're becoming more right about this, where teams that I always say is too stubborn to draft quarterbacks in back-to-back drafts might actually happen with Tennessee. Apparently shopping to see if they can get rid of their quarterback or just pick it.
Because
That was a failure.
I'm glad you bring that up because think about it, Thurman. Because I understand you saying just back in the day stuff where they said.
No, it's not just back in the day. It's yet to be done.
But then think about it like this, right? Think about the locker room. Some of these players, especially on the offensive side of the ball, they depend on the quarterback for more money. And then if you got this guy out there, and I'm not eating because of this guy, you know the friction that's going to cause in the locker room. So that's why that mentality of just trying to keep him there because you need to justify your pick, that's not going to fly in your locker room, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So that's why you can't. That's why that happened with Carson Wentz. Yeah, they drafted him. Yeah, they paid him. But when the guy was like the locker room was becoming a problem, they had to get rid of him. That's gonna be the same. That's gonna be the same thing. You can't. These guys, they require the quarterback for more money, right? It's their incentive. Imagine you not getting your money because of this guy. So that's why I said you can't sit on that principle like, oh, I gotta keep him because we drafted him first, and we gotta justify our pick. That's gonna go deep. That pick is ravaging your organization right now. And if I was you right now and you the number one pick again, get another quarterback.
Well, let us know what you guys think. Speaking about Tennessee, you think they should get a quarterback? And
Titans, right? Yeah. Damn right, Thurman.
So let's play a game. Let's draft the first four.
So Tennessee got the first pick.
Tennessee got the first pick. Who do you got going to them?
I'll go with Cam Ward.
Cam Ward? All right, number 2 goes to Cleveland. Based on their situation.
I would go for Shador. Sorry, Giants.
Didn't they just sign the quarterback? Or traded for some.
So,
the Philadelphia backup.
Oh, Kenny Pickett?
No,
Yes.
that's not.
It was something Pickett.
Something Pickett.
Pickett,
Yeah.
something Pickett, you're right.
They sent the.
They're not signing.
So when they said Myles Garrett, I remember seeing the meme, and Myles Garrett was like, "Hey, we're gonna get you a Super Bowl winning quarterback."
So far, see.
And then you see the chart, and it's the chart that says Super Bowl winning quarterback, and it has the picture of the backup quarterback.
I see it, Kenny Pickett.
So they wouldn't draft the quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think they're
But
gonna
they
draft a quarterback.
traded, but doesn't mean they still don't get one.
I don't know.
That's true.
It's true, but I don't know.
Let me tell you something. It's like the Jordan said about Jordan, right? Oh, but I need a center. We'll play Jordan at center. The point is that when you see that guy in that draft, you get him. I don't care where you put him. He played quarterback. We'll put him as punter.
But is the league 100% sold on? Is the league 100% sold on Shador? Because I keep hearing he keeps dropping to 7. He keeps dropping to 10.
He's been successful behind a shitty line.
I'm not here to argue that. I'm like, that's not my question.
So he has no problem playing behind a shitty line. That's why I say he's good for the
Yeah, but that's not my question though. The question is, since there's been a lot of, he's been sliding. I'm hearing a lot of the 7.
Yeah.
Is the NFL really sold on Shador?
You mean those mock scouts, the scouts, not the NFL, but the scouts.
I don't know. I feel like it is.
I still got one time.
I feel like it is the cockiness part of it, where it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. I'm the loud mouth. I don't care. Like Shador, that part about Shador.
Oh,
I really do feel it's that. I love it too because I like Shador. I do think he is a really good quarterback. I don't think he's like as down as everybody makes it seem. But
Dak Prescott quarterback, always saying the same computer thing every day. Like I don't want that.
Or Russell Wilson.
But besides that,
Let's ride up the level. Let's ride.
But besides that, he's been winning behind a bad line.
I agree.
So you're telling me you can't put him behind the Cleveland Browns old line, and then that defense is one of the best defense. But Shador Sanders on the Cleveland Browns, that's just me. But if you got him going 7, but 7 was Jets. They got Justin Fields now, so obviously they're not going to get Shador unless they're going to just use Shador as a bridge quarterback. Let's see what happens. But they got Justin Fields for 2 years now. Are they still going to get Shador?
Choices. So, out of all the free agents that's still out there, who you guys think is the best one out there?
Still got Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson.
So what do you guys think they're going?
Well, big names as far as. Like I said, we'll see what's up with.
Well, we already went over with real Rodgers. Let's say in the world that Rodgers signs with Pittsburgh, where's Wilson going? Where's he riding with? Who's he riding with? Who's let's ride with Wilson?
If I was the Giants, I'd go.
Really? But you poo-poo on my Winston tape?
Who would you have rather have, Wilson or James? Russell Wilson or James? Be real. Who would you have?
Winston. Winston. How long? You got a younger arm. I'm telling you, if you could prevent this kid from throwing interceptions, even if you give him a down year of 5.
Thurman. He's
or lower him down to 5 or 6
for a long time. Who has
Wilson's been longer.
Who has been able to?
Oh, that's that bullshit. And I think that was the bullshit that was going on in Pittsburgh and why Justin Fields, even though these guys were going through a losing streak, they still was riding with fucking Wilson. And that shit cost them the fucking number 1 in that division.
They still got to the playoffs.
Yeah, but it cost them number 1 in that division because they rode with Wilson. And he fucking, everybody exposed that motherfucker. So I'm not hearing that shit. But yeah, they kept Fields on the fucking sideline and let his fucking value deteriorate.
But when Winston plays, other teams get a chance to go to the playoffs too. So I'd rather work Russell Wilson. I don't know.
That was a good one.
I don't know. I can't pick somebody who got a 30 for 30 documentary coming out. And I mean 30.
But that's what I was going to. It's like, damn, but if anybody, I mean, yeah, it gotta be like.
You guys dealt with Eli.
I'm gonna go with experience.
But at least
I'm gonna go with experience.
Winston's gonna lead you to the promised land. He's gonna get you there.
You're going with a wild horse. I'm going with somebody with experience. At least somebody with experience. He's not in the door. He's not there for 5 years. He just there. You need somebody right now. So Russell Wilson, if you say win now, right?
I'm gonna stand by him. I'm gonna pray for him because I know how hard he fights. I believe in him.
So Russell Wilson?
Gotta be James. But nah, I ain't gonna lie. No, I had to take Russell because just simply because it's.
If you telling me out of those two left, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I'm thinking of the GM. I'm thinking not even me myself. I'm thinking of the GM.
You got nothing against Russell Wilson, though, right, personally?
No. I mean,
I'm just saying because man, what would you?
I think he's overrated, but yeah.
I'm
not trying to say he's gonna.
I think if you
no, I'm not saying. I know you're not saying that.
I like your James. I like your James Winston.
But between the two.
I like both of them. But I think if you were from the GM wise, if you were thinking, let me say my career, the Russell Wilson is definitely the best one.
I'm not saying
that's gonna kill your career.
I'm not saying this.
Russell Wilson, James Winston, 2 weeks. You pick.
He's gonna get nothing but dinks and not even dinks. You're not getting that ball downfield.
High key, your career is done with either one of them. High key, because after this season, it's clipped. The Jonah has to fight.
The division is win now mode.
It's Slate. All right, here it's Slate and a 50-50 guy. If you throw the ball up in the air 50-50, Slayton's gonna get you that ball. Because Neighbors is gonna get you that ball.
That's true.
But it's Slayton gonna get you that ball. But keep in mind, Russell Wilson throws 50-50 balls. I rest my case.
So Jameis Winston gonna throw 50-50 balls either?
No, he's gonna throw 50 interception 50.
That's what I'm saying. 50,
but not a 50% shot you're gonna come over the ball.
That's what I mean. 50% of the chance the other team don't get it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean about 50-50.
It's more of a damn either way.
But I don't know. I'm not saying.
But I'd rather you have the young
between the two.
I agree.
Say between these two, I would take Wilson over. I'm not saying they either one to save you. But I'm saying if you gave me the option between the two, I'm gonna go with Wilson. I'm gonna play.
I hate it.
I'm gonna try to understand the deep ball. I'm gonna try to play down by down ball. Try to get a running attack because they got Najee Harris now.
But look what Dable did with Allen.
Who?
Josh Allen. What was the night before Dable got to him as the offensive coordinator?
Turnovers.
What happens when he started fucking waking up?
He cleaned that up.
And it was Dable that cleaned it up. And then when he goes to the Giants, and then even though it was a free agent year, and that's the only reason why Danny Dimes did anything. But what was the number one thing he did? He stopped that year. Turnovers. Even the fumbles too. You stopped Winston with that fumbles?
Well,
come on now.
Well, you cut the turnovers down because you was feeding Saquon. So he was only good because he had Saquon. And when Saquon left, what happened? Turnovers all over again. So Saquon covered it up for him by giving Saquon.
Allen he didn't really have that running
Yeah,
back.
throwing.
Cook wasn't there
Last
yet.
season didn't have a running back and all that. Oh, and then but when you talk about that year when they beat the Minnesota Vikings that year in the playoffs, right? That's because they were feeding Saquon Barkley.
Until they were placing against what's this guy that ship off to Atlanta.
Now he's on Colts.
Cousins, yeah.
Colts
That's the reason why Minnesota
Who's that
was there.
quarterback on the Colts? They got a good not quarterback, a running back. They got a good running back on the Colts as well too.
I know you're talking about.
So as long as you got a good running game, you know.
Downs? Was it Downs?
No, I can look it up. I think Harris.
But speaking about Indianapolis Colts, because that's actually picking up a little bit bigger traction than I thought it would.
Excuse me, Jonathan Taylor.
Going back, yeah, he won me a couple parlays. I get you, I got you. But what do you guys think about Danny Dimes going over to Indianapolis? And I know it's pure because the team does not believe in Anthony Richardson. As Anthony Richardson, I'm
one, you bring in quarterback competition because you have experience in the league. I'm not saying I'll still pick Russell Wilson over Danny Dimes, right? So I'll still do that. So it doesn't show the level of Danny Jones. But still, you have.
But I'm talking about Indianapolis though.
I know. But I'm just saying, but bringing him against Anthony Richardson now is, you bring in competition. That's what I'm saying. But still, Danny Jones is not a big name either. I just think that between the two, I think the Colts will have a little bit more success with Danny Jones right now at the moment than I do with Anthony Richardson. But again, I'm not saying that Danny Jones is some savior.
I don't know how he does it. In my head, it's like
He keeps getting these contracts that is like what?
Yeah, it's like
14 with a 17.
Danny
potential
Jones.
17.
I don't know how.
He got paid exactly what he should have got paid.
No, he did.
So the money he got paid is nothing. I'm not arguing about it.
But I'm still saying it's like, damn,
The Giants
how he
contract was
still, you know what I'm saying?
They paid him top 5 quarterback, top 10 quarterback. That was a mistake.
But
he's getting paid exactly what he's getting paid. Top 15.
If the Colts are gonna start with Anthony Richardson, then
here's where I poo-poo on that tape. He's not getting his market value because technically he's going in there as a backup quarterback to try to rival for the starting job. You don't give a backup quarterback $14 million. That's too much of your cap space to waste on a backup quarterback.
But I did say he's most likely going to start. I did say that.
You said gauge quarterback competition.
So
I know he's great, but I do say I think they are going to ride with Daniel Jones over Anthony.
And there's where my problem is about this whole situation. Anthony Richardson is a good quarterback. A little hard-headed, a little too young, and probably full of that millennial generation. No, not millennial. The Gen Z generation, that entitlement kind of thing.
I disagree.
Mentality. Especially, it definitely wasn't a good look when he tapped out of that NFL game. And I think ever since then, his organization wanted to separate from him. If that was the case, you trade him during the offseason. Don't bring in a quarterback at another higher than a backup rate to give him competition, even though, yes, competition is healthy. But at the end of the season, he almost got you to the playoffs. Keep that in mind.
Just to let you know, he was only benched for like one game.
And he almost got them back. He almost got them to the playoffs.
But still,
so the kid is good, and he gives you a better dynamic. So here's what I think is actually going to happen. Is that because Danny Dimes is great where you take shoulder pads off and nobody's really coming at you and you're on a red shirt throwing the ball all around. I went to a couple of the Giants practices and I seen he can throw the spirals. Nobody's coming at you. He's probably going to show off, be great. They're going to pick him as the opening day starting quarterback. It's going to be Danny Dimes, as we've seen with the Giants. He's going to get all panicky. He's going to get fumbly. He's going to do something crazy. And then...
But you do agree...
Then you're going to want to go back to Anthony Richardson. By that time, you already destroyed whatever fucking little motivation or momentum you had with him. So that's why I'm like, this is where I think it's fucked up.
You guarantee he started, Danny Dimes?
I'm damn near.
Because I think he started.
And I think it's for the wrong reasons. I get healthy competition. You don't pay a backup $14 million. You're not wasting cap space for a backup.
But Thurman, you also have to think about what year he's in. I don't think he falls under that year one
He's on year 3. Anthony Richardson's in year 3.
I'm talking about Daniel Jones. You said they got paid 13, 14.
For 1 year.
Yeah, I know, but remember, you also got to think about what bracket you fall in and what year you're in to see.
That don't mean shit about backup quarterbacks. That really don't. No, you can get paid the minimum for a backup quarterback.
And I think that for him, his minimum.
No, for him, it's bullshit. He doesn't even deserve $14 million. You gonna tell me that? Like, he sat on the fucking bench of Minnesota and think, oh, you could got wisdom? You think he's worth the extra $4 million that he's probably entitled to?
If you have an offensive line, do you think any dimes and efficiencies can be covered up?
And they got a running game too with Jonathan Taylor.
You know what I'm saying? Because then it makes sense. Where it's like, his inefficiencies are covered up until they're not. And then we got to go.
I just think that if I was a coach, I would ride with Danny Dimes over here.
But you think Indianapolis Colts had a good offensive line?
I don't know.
I mean, the games that I've seen of Indianapolis,
they had okay running games, so I'm like,
the running game was great. They could block for that. The pocket collapses a lot. Anthony Richardson is always moving out the pocket. He is a running quarterback, but he tries to stay in the pocket as much. And that's why it hurts him, because he's getting sacked because he's trying to dispel. And that's another thing. NFL, get off these fucking black quarterbacks' job. Like, if they're running quarterbacks, let them run. Teach them how to run. Don't try to keep them.
I don't disagree with you as far as like we're saying about Danny Jones, because that's what we saw with the Giants. That's what the Giants coaching staff. The coaching staff from the Colts was from the Philadelphia Eagles. Am I correct? That he was the defensive coordinator.
Sure, yeah. I mean, that's you're part of.
Let's see what he does under this, because you said in practice he got a little arm. He does run if you get him to run. He is somewhat athletic.
He also does trip over his own feet with nobody around.
I agree with you. But let's see what he does under this head coach. But I just think that under this head coach and between two quarterbacks, I just think that he needs to start a quarterback.
Well, what do you guys think? Hit it on the comment section. What do you guys think about this whole new special and what we did here? Now's that part of the time where we gotta say our goodbyes. And
let's go Jets, baby. Justin Fields, you better ball out. You better ball out. I didn't get it off my chest because it's been a rough 2 years. I mean, it's been a rough
12 years?
All my life. Well, all my life. All my life, how about that? But specifically the last 2 years, it's been rough. So.
The Black Obi-Wan on Twitter.
I don't know about the Giants, but
leave me alone, alright?
At least we got Justin Fields. Yo, hype man, _OB at PSN, Instagram, and TikTok.
And you already know Up and Level Productions. Holla. So, anything last words to say? Any last surprises? Last quick takes?
Let's go Golden State, the Warriors. I'm predicting them to win the NBA championship. Hot take.
Wow. Different sport, but cool.
Hot take. Oh, it's one hot take, right? It's just a little hot take. You got a hot take there, man?
The Giants draft Shador.
Ooh.
And all my dreams come true and they actually do something good.
Ooh. Jameis Winston will be the NFL's MVP next year. And comeback player of the year. And the Philadelphia Eagles will repeat as the Super Bowl champions. Peace! Yo, peace and blessings. Thank you for watching Up and Level. This is your boy, Fabito. If you like this show, you like the sports edition, like, comment, subscribe, get involved. Peace.